Hey everyone, welcome back. Are you ready to dive into The Great Gatsby?
Always.
I think this one might be my favorite book ever.
Oh, wow. That's a big statement.
It is. It is. But yeah,
I mean,
I think it is.
it's a classic for a reason.
For sure. For sure.
Yeah.
So we're going straight to the source
Oh, okay.
with excerpts from the novel.
Sounds good.
You know, it's funny when you say The Great Gatsby, everyone
So flat-foot dresses,
yeah.
parties, champagne.
Yeah, all that jazz.
Yeah.
But it's so much more than that, right?
Absolutely. There's a reason this book has resonated for almost 100 years.
Yeah.
It's a commentary on the American dream social class, the allure and danger of the past.
And what's really interesting is it's all seen through the eyes of Nick Carraway, right?
Yes, Nick, our narrator.
Yeah, and his voice just grabs you from page one.
It does. He's
He's got that way of observing things.
yeah, like he's looking in from the outside.
Totally. And he
It-
shows up in West Egg, right?
Brand new to this whole world.
Yeah, he's like fresh off the boat from the Midwest, I think.
You get the sense he's a little bit,
Uncomfortable.
yeah, uncomfortable and also a little bit fascinated.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Hmm.
For sure. He even says, life is much more successfully looked at from a single window after all.
Mm-hmm.
What do you make of that line?
Well, I think it's crucial to understanding Nick. It tells us he's an observer. He's watching this whole drama unfold, almost like he's watching a play.
Okay.
But he's not just passive, you know? He's got this moral compass that makes him judge what he sees.
Right.
He's drawn to the glitz and the glamour, but he's also repelled by the emptiness of it all.
He does mention feeling lonely, right? He's working as a bond man.
Yeah, he's kind of adrift.
Yeah. And it seems like those Gatsby parties are like an escape for him.
Absolutely. It's a way to be around people,
To fit in.
even if he doesn't really belong.
Do you think he sees himself in Gatsby a little bit?
Maybe. Both of them are outsiders in a way.
Right, trying to find their place.
Yeah, trying to fit in, but for different reasons.
And then there's Gatsby himself,
Ah, yes, the enigmatic Mr. Gatsby.
this mysterious millionaire.
We first hear about him, it's all through rumors and whispers, right?
Right.
Like, who is this Jay Gatsby?
Where'd he come from?
Nobody seems to know.
Is he a German spy?
Right. People are making up these wild stories.
A bootlegger, I heard.
Exactly. He's shrouded in mystery.
And then, bam, he reveals his true identity to Nick so deliberately.
It's such a calculated move.
It's like he's putting on a show.
Yeah, almost like he's saying, look at me, this is who I am now.
But then we learn about his past, right? This incredible transformation from James Gatz to Jay Gatsby.
It's like a self-made man story taken to the extreme.
In his time with Dan Cody, that millionaire yacht owner.
That was a turning point for Gatsby.
Yeah, it really shaped his ambition and that desire for wealth.
He saw a glimpse of that lifestyle, and he wanted it for himself.
He wanted it bad.
Yeah.
And you know what always gets me is that schedule he made as a kid.
Oh, yeah. That schedule.
Study electricity, practice elocution, be better to parents.
Talk about ambition. He was planning his rise to the top from a young age.
It's impressive, but it's also kind of unsettling, don't you think?
Yeah. I mean, it raises questions about authenticity. Is this Gatsby even real, or is he just a carefully constructed persona?
Exactly. Like, is there any depth to him?
And then there's that whole thing about him being educated at Oxford.
Which Nick totally doubts.
Right. It's like a crack in his facade. He wants to be seen as legitimate, not just some nobody who came from nothing.
And that flashy car, a symbol of his new money.
Oh, yeah, that Rolls Royce.
Yeah, talk about making a statement.
It's like he's trying to buy his way into this world.
Remember that scene in the library with owl eyes?
Oh, yeah, allies.
He's shocked that the books are real.
It's like Gatsby's trying so hard to prove himself.
Like he's saying, look, I'm not just a fake. I have substance.
But then he turns around and makes that shady business proposition to Nick.
Yeah, what was that all about?
It's like he's trying to pull Nick into his world, maybe test his morals.
That's all very intriguing.
It definitely makes you wonder what Gatsby's true motivations are.
So we've got this enigma in Gatsby.
Right, this self-made man with a mysterious past.
But what about the woman who seems to be at the heart of it all?
Daisy Buchanan.
Daisy Buchanan.
She embodies everything Gatsby desires. She represents that world of privilege and beauty that he craves.
She's like this unattainable dream.
Exactly.
And we learn about their relationship before the war, right?
Shrouded in this romantic haze.
Yeah, Daisy was this popular Southern belle, and Gatsby was just a young soldier, head over heels in love.
He was completely captivated by her.
And there's that little detail about the incident with the pearls.
Oh, yes, the pearl.
It's such a small thing, but it shows how much Gatsby was already fixated on her.
It's like he was trying to buy her affection even then.
And it's interesting because we then see Daisy in the present, and she's different. There's this cynicism there, a disillusionment with her life with Tom.
That carefree, youthful Daisy is gone.
Yeah, she's changed.
And then there's that line that always gets me. I hope she'll be a fool. That's the best thing a girl can be in this world. A beautiful little fool.
Wow, what a statement. What do you think she means by that?
It's chilling, isn't it? It speaks to the limited roles available to women in that society.
Right, like intelligence and independence weren't valued.
It was all about beauty and being charming and playing the part.
So she's basically saying ignorance is bliss.
In a way, yeah. She's learned that being a fool might actually be the easiest path.
It's sad, but it also makes you think about the societal pressures she's facing.
Absolutely. And now Gatsby's back in her life, rekindling that old flame.
But can it ever be the same?
That's the big question. Can you ever truly recapture the past?
Especially when you've both changed so much.
And speaking of change, we have to talk about Tom Buchanan, Daisy's husband, and Gatsby's rival.
Oh, Tom. He does not make a good first impression.
No, he doesn't. He comes across as arrogant, aggressive, like a classic bully.
Yeah, he's definitely got that sense of entitlement.
He represents old money, the established elite.
And he's not afraid to use his wealth and status to control others.
Absolutely. And his views on race are particularly disturbing.
Yeah, his fascination with the rise of the colored empires.
It's a reflection of the prejudices of that time.
It's like he's clinging to these outdated beliefs about racial superiority.
It's definitely a product of his upbringing and his social circle.
But it's still unsettling to read.
Definitely. And then there's his affair with Myrtle Wilson.
This woman from the Valley of Ashes.
It's such a stark contrast to Gatsby's idealized love for Daisy.
Right. Tom's relationship with Myrtle is purely physical.
It's a reflection of his carelessness and his disregard for others.
And speaking of the Valley of Ashes, what a powerful symbol.
It's desolate, isn't it?
Yeah, like a wasteland compared to the wealth of West Egg and East Egg.
It's a visual reminder of the stark social inequality of that time.
The American dream gone wrong.
Exactly. The people who are left behind in the pursuit of wealth, forgotten and disillusioned.
George and Myrtle Wilson, they're trapped there.
Yeah, their marriage is failing. They're caught in the cycle of despair.
And looming over it all are the eyes of Dr. T.J. Eckelberg.
Those eyes are haunting.
They're like this judgmental presence watching everything unfold.
It makes you wonder if there's any escaping the consequences of these characters' actions.
There's a sense of impending doom, right? Like something has to give.
All these tangled relationships, the secrets, the lies.
It feels like it's all going to explode.
And it's only a matter of time.
Oh, yeah. Buckle up. Things are about to get messy.
That's palpable, isn't it?
Yeah. Like that heat, that summer.
Yeah.
It's like a reflection of all those tensions bubbling under the surface.
Right, like the weather's mirroring all the drama.
And then that day at George Wilson's garage.
Oh, yeah. That's a turning point.
It's like the air is thick with secrets.
Everyone's on edge.
Even before they all arrive at the garage.
Well, Wilson's already talking about taking Myrtle away.
He knows about the affair, right?
Yeah, but he doesn't know who the other man is.
That must be killing him.
It is. You can see the heartbreak.
But Tom, he finds out about Gatsby and Daisy.
Yeah, and that's when everything really starts to unravel.
All of his own insecurities come pouring out.
It's like he sees Gatsby as a threat.
The self-made millionaire vying for Daisy's attention.
And it just totally rattles him.
The way he keeps calling Gatsby old sport.
It's so condescending.
Like he's trying to put Gatsby in his place.
As if Tom's so secure in his own position.
But he's not.
Not at all.
And meanwhile, Myrtle's watching from the window.
Yeah, she sees Jordan in Gatsby's car.
Thinks it's Daisy, right?
Yeah, and it's filled with this jealous terror.
It's like a premonition of what's to come.
Like Fitzgerald's giving us a little hint.
And everyone's making these choices that just keep pushing things closer to the edge.
Like they're playing with fire.
It's like watching a car crash in slow motion.
You know it's coming.
But you can't look away.
And then the Plaza Hotel.
That confrontation.
No.
Gatsby just lays it all out there.
Demands that Daisy tell Tom she never loved him.
It's heartbreaking.
Because he's trying to rewrite history.
Yeah, he wants to go back to that time before the war.
Erase those 5 years.
Like they never happened.
But you can't repeat the past.
No matter how much money you have.
And Daisy, she's caught in the middle.
She can't deny her history with Tom.
Gatsby's dream starts to crumble right there in that hotel room.
And he says something really interesting about Daisy's voice.
What's that?
He says, it's full of money. What do you think he means by that?
It's like he's finally seeing through the illusion.
The facade.
Daisy's charm, her allure, it's all tied up in her wealth and status.
And Gatsby's spent years trying to achieve that same level of affluence.
Thinking that's the key to winning her back.
But it's empty.
Even if she left Tom, it wouldn't be the same as that youthful romance.
They've both changed too much.
Exactly. Gatsby's clinging to a fantasy, a romanticized version of the past.
And the party's over.
Literally and figuratively.
Everyone disappears.
Gatsby's left alone, his dream shattered.
And then the tragedy unfolds.
Myrtle's death.
So much confusion.
It's chaotic and heartbreaking.
It's like everything just spirals out of control.
Yeah, and Daisy's the one driving Gatsby's car.
When it hits Myrtle.
But Gatsby takes the blame.
He's so blinded by love.
He sacrifices everything to protect her.
Even his own life.
It's that classic tragic hero move.
But it's also kind of foolish, isn't it?
It is. He's so fixated on this idea of saving Daisy.
That he doesn't see the bigger picture.
And then Wilson.
Driven by grief.
Yeah, and manipulated by Tom.
Thinks Gatsby was driving?
And shoots him.
Such a senseless ending.
Gatsby dies alone, abandoned by everyone he tried so hard to impress.
The emptiness of his world is laid bare.
All those parties, those people.
They were just using him.
Remember Klipspringer calling about his tennis shoes?
Oh, yeah, that's perfect.
Like, he doesn't even care that Gatsby's dead.
Just wants his shoes back?
Exactly. They were all drawn to Gatsby's wealth, not to him as a person.
And Nick, he's the only one who really understands Gatsby in the end.
He sees the good in him, the tragedy of his story.
No, it's like Nick goes on his own parallel journey.
He comes to West Egg idealistic.
And he leaves disillusioned.
By the recklessness and the corruption of the wealthy.
He sees what the pursuit of pleasure and status does to people.
And he's left to pick up the pieces to tell Gatsby's story.
And at the center of it all is that green light.
At the end of Daisy's dock.
Such a powerful symbol.
It's more than just a light, isn't it?
Yeah, it's about longing and hope.
Gatsby's desire to recapture the past.
It starts as this beacon of hope.
And then it becomes something else.
What does it say to you as the story unfolds?
It becomes almost a warning.
A reminder that we can't chase illusions forever.
Gatsby's pursuit of that light of Daisy, it's ultimately futile.
Like he's chasing a ghost.
A memory that can never truly be recaptured.
And Nick recognizes that.
He sees the danger in clinging to the past.
That the American dream, as Gatsby embodies it, can be a hollow and destructive illusion.
It's a sobering message.
And it feels relevant even today.
Absolutely. We're still grappling with these same questions about wealth and happiness and the meaning of success.
The Great Gatsby makes you think about your own values, your own dreams.
Are we chasing after illusions, or are we trying to build something real, something meaningful?
Yeah, it really makes you think. Are we all chasing some version of that green light?
It's like Fitzgerald is holding up a mirror to society.
To our own desires and ambitions.
He's saying, look at yourselves. Are you chasing after illusions too?
And that final line of the book.
Oh, yeah.
So we beat on, boats against the current, borne back ceaselessly into the past.
It gives me chills every time.
Me too. Such a powerful image.
It's like we're all trying to move forward, but something keeps pulling us back.
That longing for what was.
Even if it's just an illusion.
It makes you wonder, can we ever truly escape the past?
That's the question, isn't it? Can we ever truly break free from those memories, those regrets?
The Great Gatsby, it's a cautionary tale.
Yeah, it warns us about clinging to illusions, chasing dreams that can never be fully realized.
It makes you want to reread it.
I know, I do every time.
Like you're going to catch something new.
There's always something new to discover.
So after all this, after unpacking Gatsby's world, his dreams, his downfall, what do you think Fitzgerald wants us to take away from this story?
I think he wants us to examine our own lives. Our own values.
Yeah.
Are we chasing after illusions like Gatsby?
Right.
Are we measuring success in the wrong ways? Or are we building something real, something meaningful?
What about Gatsby himself? Is he a tragic hero? A delusional fool?
I think it's more complicated than that. I mean, he's deeply flawed.
For sure.
But he's also capable of great love.
Yeah.
Great sacrifice.
You see that?
And he's driven by this intense yearning for something more, something he can never quite grasp.
But ultimately it destroys him.
Yeah. In the end, he pays the ultimate price for his dreams.
It's a story that stays with you.
Oh, absolutely.
Makes you think about the choices we make.
Yeah.
The paths we choose.
It reminds us that true happiness isn't about material possessions or social status.
Okay.
It's about connection, authenticity, living in the present moment.
Well, I think we've successfully navigated the world of The Great Gatsby.
We made it.
And I hope you have too. It's a journey worth taking.
If you haven't read the book,
Yeah.
I highly recommend it.
Or even if you have,
Go back and revisit it.
you might be surprised by what you discover. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive. And until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, keep the conversation going.